In this video, I'm going to give you a tool that, if done right, can save you a lot of time, can provide an awesome guest experience, which in turn will get you those 5-star reviews that you desperately need, thus increasing your occupancy rates and your revenue. And that tool is called a digital guidebook. Here's the beauty about today. Today, there's companies that will create an app, create links to digital guidebooks. Some PMS systems will have digital guidebooks, like, for example, Hostfully has a separate application just for digital guidebooks. But I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide now on what you need to have to create that digital guidebook, whether or not you're using an application or you're creating your own through a PDF. Well, the first thing that you need to do is gather all the information you're going to need for your guidebook. So what's that? Your house rules, your check-in, check-out procedures, your contact information, meaning yours, your property manager, your maintenance person, your emergency contact information like 911, your local police, your hospitals, all that. You should have all those numbers, and all those numbers should be in your digital guidebook. You should also have a manual. In our digital guidebooks, we have a lot of videos that explain how to use the TV, how to use the oven, how to get into the house. But nonetheless, you should have a manual on how to use your appliances, how to get to your property. For example, we have properties in apartment buildings, and we do a video showing you where to park off of the parking spot, where to walk, and how to get to your specific property. The next thing is that you need to decide what type of format you're going to use. Now, I've already mentioned that you can get apps. There's plenty of apps available. A lot of PMS systems will incorporate a digital guidebook with it. Like, for example, I mentioned Hostfully. We use Charge Automation. Charge Automation has a digital app guide that you can create, that you can just simply send a link to. DAC is another company that does phenomenal digital guidebooks, but there's a lot. But the point is, you need to decide what you're going to use. One of the cheapest way to do it is to create a PDF or create a dedicated website for your property and use those as your digital guide. But regardless of which application or how you're going to go about creating your digital guidebook, the next thing you need to do is, for example, is create the content, right? Now, that content can be done in Word, it can be done in PDF, you can use videos. I highly recommend that whichever format you're going to use, make it as simple to read as possible. I'm a big fan of bullet points. I say the same thing about my property descriptions. If you go to my descriptions, you don't see any fluff in my description. It's straight to the point. This is the property, these are amenities, and that's it, right? That's all you're gonna get. You should do the same with your content for your digital guidebook. There should be no fluff. There's fluff in that. In there, you should simply have bullet points on how to, for example, if you're creating a manual for your television, it should be all in bullet points, easy to read, easy to follow. Hence why I'm a big fan of doing that in video form. You can create a YouTube channel just for your property, and within your YouTube channel, you can create individual videos on how to use everything in your house. Once you have that, the other beauty about having video is that you can add, or do not just video, but even if you do it as a PDF form, you can add your logo, you can personalize it, you can brand it, which will help you in the long run. Now, once you create your content, let's backtrack. Once you have decided how you're going to create that digital guidebook, whether it's using an app or PDF form, and then once you have all your information, then you got to make sure that everything is edited and someone that proofread it. Now, I'm a big fan of giving it to multiple people and let them proofread what you did to make sure there's no errors in there. The more eyes, the better. Going back, if you're going to create a digital guidebook using a PDF format, I like the PDF format for people that don't have any money or just starting out. The reason I like it is because with a PDF format, you can create hyperlinks, and again, using those hyperlinks to direct those people to your YouTube channel. Because again, if you do this all through video, it's going to be much easier. And you can direct them to your YouTube channel, and you can do it that way. Once it's done, the next big thing you need to do is test. Make sure that you are testing as you're going so that when you go live, there are no hiccups. Make sure you constantly test that. The last thing is sharing or distributing these digital guidebooks. Now, if you don't have a PMS system, then distributing is going to be a little bit more, it's going to be more of a manual process, right? So your reservation comes in. Then once you get that reservation, you need to send send them that link to your digital guidebook, and then they can go that way. I'm a big fan of having a PMS system that making that automatic. Those automatic messages can also be created in Airbnb. I hope you're not just using one platform. This is why I'm not a big fan of that, because that's only for Airbnb. If you have a PMS system, it's for all channels. Let's kind of recap what I just went through, right? The first thing is make sure when you write your stuff, you're clear and concise. Make sure what's important here is your safety information. Make sure you're adding anything related to your property as regards to safety. Add a personal touch to your digital guidebook. Again, if you're using a PDF, then use something like Canvas to add your logo, add pictures, just really personalize your guidebook. Next, encourage your guests. As you're using it, it should be a living, breathing document as you go along through your short-term rental journey. Questions are going to arise from guests that you may not have thought of that you can add to your guidebook. So it should be a living, breathing document. Then make sure that as you're testing it, make sure you test it on a computer and also in a mobile-friendly device. Last, if you want to learn more on how to create a digital guidebook, then hit subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Hit that like button. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.